Today, I want to walk you through the mistakes most people make when checking their blood sugar and how you can avoid them. I'll also explain what normal blood sugar really means, why diabetes develops, and what you can do to naturally reverse high sugar levels. Start with the simple but surprising fact. Your entire bloodstream normally carries only about 1 teaspoon of sugar at any given moment. That's how tightly your body controls glucose. In prediabetes, that amount rises slightly. In diabetes, it's still only about 2 teaspoons, far less than most people imagine. So how do people consume 50 to 100 teaspoons of sugar a day, especially from hidden starches, yet only a tiny amount shows up in the blood? The answer is insulin, the hormone that works non-stop to pull sugar out of the bloodstream and push it into cells, the liver, or convert it to fat. Most doctors focus on blood glucose but rarely check insulin levels. Yet insulin is often sky high long before blood sugar starts rising. And even if you stop eating sugar entirely, your body will still maintain that tiny teaspoon because the liver can make glucose on its own. We don't need sugar from food. Our problem is eating far too much of it. Too many carbohydrates cause insulin resistance, a condition where cells stop responding properly to insulin. The body then produces even more insulin, which creates a long list of metabolic problems, including something often called type 3 diabetes of the brain. Another interesting point, when someone becomes diabetic, about 80% of the sugar in their blood is manufactured by the liver, not coming from food. Miscommunication between hormones tricks the liver into thinking the body needs more glucose. Now let's talk about common mistakes people make when testing blood sugar. Not washing hands. Residues from food, fruit juice, or anything sweet can distort the reading. Testing with wet alcohol wipes. Leftover alcohol or glycerin can raise readings by 10 to 40 points. Using expired strips can give you inaccurate data, so it's really important to always check the expiration date before you test. Extreme heat or cold, like being in a sauna, taking a cold plunge, or even just having cold fingers, can throw your readings off, so try to test in a comfortable environment. Tylenol or vitamin C, both of these can actually falsely elevate your readings, so just keep that in mind if you've taken either recently. Squeezing your finger, well, it actually forces diluted fluid into the blood drop. Testing different fingers. Some fingers naturally read higher or lower. Continuous glucose monitors measure interstitial fluid, and they tend to react a bit slower after meals. Pressure on sensors while you're sleeping can actually give you low or even erratic readings. And, altitude matters too. There's just less oxygen at higher elevations, which can definitely alter your numbers. Plus, coffee and stress can play a role. Caffeine and cortisol trigger your liver to release more sugar. So, high fasting sugars are often caused by something called the dawn effect. This is actually driven by early morning hormones and a bit of liver-based insulin resistance. Dehydration, whether it's from low electrolytes or just not enough water, can actually raise your numbers by about 10 to 15 points. A1C, which is the 3-month average marker, can also vary depending on things like ethnicity, anemia, and even how long your red blood cells survive. So it's really important to make sure you interpret it correctly. Now let's talk about reversing type 2 diabetes. The core problem is almost always the liver. Excess carbs cause fat buildup in the liver, which leads to insulin resistance. So the solution? Well, it's actually pretty straightforward. Lower your carbohydrate intake and reduce how often you eat. Low-carb or ketogenic diet, when combined with intermittent fasting, can rapidly clear fat from the liver and restore insulin sensitivity. Honestly, many people see improvement within just a few weeks. If you want to speed up your results, here are some things you can try. Regular exercise. Taking apple cider vinegar before meals. Using berberine as a natural metabolic support. Going for morning walks. Getting quality sleep. Reducing stress. And making sure you get some sunlight exposure. With the right approach, blood sugar doesn't just improve, it can actually return to normal. If you're ready to take control, start by correcting your diet and your eating schedule. The body can heal faster than most people